since the very beginning and far into the future. All the wondrous things man sees, experiences, and imagines. Invents, discovers, dreams, and fantasizes are what a new magazine called Omni is all about.
Pick up a copy of Omni Magazine today and explore a universe of infinite possibilities. Omni. Omni. On sale everywhere.
Omni, the world's first major magazine of science, fact, fiction, and fantasy. Pick up Omni today to keep and pass down to your descendants. On sale now, everywhere.
Look at this. Look at what I have here. I scored quite a bundle the other day at Half Price Books, 50 cents a piece, for some old vintage golden age issues of Omni Magazine, which was an odd hybrid magazine from back in the day. They published from 1978 to 1997. It was a publication that was co-published, I guess, by Bob Guccione of Penthouse magazine, which is kind of, it makes sense because I don't know if this is sci-fi porn you would call it. It's not like a manga or something like that. It's just there's such a variety in it, and it's not what you'd call exactly scientifically sound in any way, because it has this odd mixture of hard science, parapsychology, pseudoscience, UFOs, and the science fiction art, you know. It's kind of like a nerd's dream of a magazine, I guess you could say, and it has quite a reputation, which, looking through, if some of these may not necessarily be earned or deserved, but it is an interesting find, and these are starting to get to be really collectible now, which is why I bought every single one of them that showed up there. So I bought these. They were 50 cents a piece, and when I brought the whole stack up to the front, the guy said, "Oh, I just put those out." And he said I must have priced them too low, because he knew I knew I'd got a good deal, and he was probably right, because these routinely sell for, I don't know, they start at about $5 a piece and go up, depending on the issue, much higher than that, and the condition. These are, I'm not sure what the condition is on these. These two were already open. They were in open plastic, and I was able to look at them. They're definitely not mint condition. And this one actually had some kind of water damage at the bottom, which was causing the pages to stick together. At least I hope it's water. I think there might have been some kind of condensation issue with this one. Don't think it was anything nefarious. Anyway, I really was just going to buy this one because I love the cover. It's so vintage. Like, this is the kind of thing that you would see back in the day when there used to be lots of UFO magazines. I was actually going to buy this and cut this up, and then I was like, you know what, for $6 I could get this entire stack of Omnis, which is what I did. And I thought I might go through some of these and show you what we're talking about. This magazine has a bit of a kind of a legendary reputation to it. It's, you know, now that it's a vintage relic, these are kind of a precursor in a way to the internet because of the variety in them and the nerd appeal that they have. So anyway, I was going to open one of these, I think, because these are shrink wrapped. I don't think they're shrink wrapped in the sense that they came in the mail this way. I could be wrong. I think these have been shrink wrapped after they had been opened, I think, because there's wear on these. I can tell there's wear, like that they had been opened, although the wear could have occurred through the plastic. I don't know if any of you people out there ordered these back in the day through the mail. Is this how they came? Or were they not wrapped in plastic? Or were they in something else? Or were they shrink wrapped like this? Whatever the addressee's name was or sticker is not on here. The sticker was on this one. You could tell it was ripped off at some point, but it was on the magazine itself. So I don't know. I don't know if these are mint or not. I was going to open one just to see what the condition is, if any water got into any of these at all. This one really struck me, the cover art on this one. The cover art's cool on all of these, really. These date from 1978 to 1981, which is the very beginning of it. I have issue number 2, which I think this is. Yeah, this is November 78. This is issue number 2, and that's H.R. Giger of Alien fame. And very tempted to open this one to see what this looks like. I don't have issue number 1. Here's one from March 79. The first issue was October 78. And this is November 78, so this is number 2, which is pretty good. And then we have this one, which has kind of a Star Child thing on it. These are really cool. Let's look at a couple of the ones that are actually open. So anyway, these Omni magazines had a lot of science fiction art. Some of the top science fiction artists of the day were published in here. A lot of interviews with well-known figures in science, Carl Sagan, Arthur C. Clarke, and maybe Isaac Asimov, I'm not sure, but people like that. You know, what was the Dyson guy? The Dyson Sphere, him. Freeman Dyson. Yeah, Freeman Dyson. People like that were in the magazine. So you had a lot of fiction, science fiction, and scientific discoveries. It was kind of like the National Geographic meets, I don't know, the National Enquirer, but you know, it has cool stuff in it, and pictures of planets and classic cigarette ads. Your Marlboro Man there. Unfortunately, this magazine seems to still be sticking. See, there's that issue right there. So whatever has gotten into this issue, this particular one, this is the July 1979 issue, as unfortunately makes this unsellable. I can't sell this if part of this is going to stick together. As you can see, there's a, yeah, that's too bad. See, my plan was to keep 1 or 2 of these and sell the rest, but with this having a sticking issue, I'm not sure if I can. I may have to open some of these to see what's going on with them. So this is interesting. This is from that same issue that I was showing you. This is called Planet Story. There's kind of a cool planetscape, although it looks very much like Earth, but How an Army of Lizards Missed the Train. A new pictorial novel by Harry Harrison and Jim Burns dramatizes the sense of experimentation publishers are now bringing to science fiction. So I guess it's kind of a review of that. And there's some cool stuff, some cool kind of like interplanetary dragons attacking this guy here in his suit, and here's some sort of creatures doing kind of a Notre Dame thing of throwing stuff down on people, storming the wall, and lizard creature. Very cool stuff. Sorry about the lighting. I don't really have ideal lighting here. Again, we've got an amphibious type character in this large kind of sandstone city of sorts. And there's a giant crab creature of some kind. So this is why Omni Magazine has something of a reputation among old school sci-fi fans. Again, this issue is sticking together again, so I can't sell this. I kind of wish I could, but I can't. Alright, so here we have an issue from January 1981. This is already getting to be a little bit thinner than that other one was. I don't know if they'd already started scaling back on the magazine by now. But again, kind of cool stuff. You can get, oh, that's kind of cool. You could get back issues. So you could order back issues. They were, at that time, $3.50 each for back issues. Well, these were 50 cents, so I got back issues a lot cheaper. Of course, that's not going to happen every day, and I knew that, which is why I acted. So here's something called Apertures. It was a photo contest that readers could submit their own photography to. We got a lot of kind of micro photography here, microscopic photography, a lot of sea life and so forth. So quite a variety. I noticed there's quite a lot of kind of sexy ads in this. Here's one, denim for the man who doesn't have to try too hard, which I don't know, were the readers of this magazine like this guy? Did they not have to try very hard? Not so sure about that. But yeah, we got the woman reaching into his shirt to, I guess, feel his tits. I don't know. Whatever. Must be good. Got some more illustrations in here. Cool stuff. Divine Alchemist, it's called. Look at that. The Quicksilver Capri from Lincoln Mercury. Wouldn't mind having that. Bacardi Gold Reserve, sounds delicious. We have an interview with Robert Bussard, a physics guy, I guess, or an engineer. And yeah, this is kind of what Omni was all about. Kind of made the nerds all fill in the know. These are really nice magazines. There's something about fusion rocketry. And there's another liquor ad with a very familiar looking model. Myers Rum. And Camel. Lots of alcohol and tobacco. This is funny. This comes from Bob Guccione. This looks just like kind of advertising you'd see in softcore porn magazines back in the day. You know, the real man smokes and drinks. And got these little news items. Even the ads are kind of fascinating now. Back in the day, they may not have been as fascinating as they are now to look at. They're kind of nostalgic because I remember stuff like this. There's another, what's that, Cutty Sark? Yeah, it's Cutty Sark. Cool. Wow. All right. Was that an encyclopedia? What is that? Hold on. Oh, yes, the Outstanding Heritage Fine Books. Ha! You see these all the time now in bookstores. They're just kind of, people have been getting rid of these like crazy. You can get them for $1 or $2 sometimes on clearance. Look at that. Altec Lansing speakers, dude. Yeah, I bet those sound fantastic. If the cones are still good, they may have rotted. The rubber might have rotted in them, which is common for stuff from that period. All right, here's an issue from December 1978. It's got a UFO or something on the cover. Actually, I don't think that's a UFO. I'm not sure what it is. It's some kind of aviation thing. Anyway, it also has, looks like fiction by Harlan Ellison. Wow. So, you know what? I want to open this one. You know why? Because it looks like it has some kind of issue. Maybe some condensation or water damage. There's some fading right here on the back, which makes me think this might be a damaged issue. If it is, I can't sell this. So I'm curious to look inside this. Let's examine this. Let's see what's going on with this particular issue. Okay, I've made a little bit of a slice here. I'm going to try to open this. I'm going to get these scissors and open that little bit there. It's like getting a Christmas present from December 1978. It's kind of exciting. Let's see. Alright, get the wrapper off. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, yes, it is definitely, it has some water warpage, water damage. However, it does not seem to be sticking together, which is good news. It is creased and warped, though. That doesn't bode well for this stack, because if they were stored in the same spot, they could all have issues like that. I may have to open all of them. I have to make another video after I open all these and show you what they look like. I think this is probably the one in the worst shape, though. I think the rest of these might be okay. I'll have to look at them another time. But let's see what's in this. December 78 Omni. See that wear there? See, I was worried that that might be white mold, but apparently it's not. Here's some fiction, 1,000 Deaths by Orson Scott Card. So, it's kind of a magazine of every kind of entertainment. Definitely kind of a pre-internet experience in a way. This is kind of stuff we had back in the day to entertain us. You know, you had to have magazines that had variety in them, like this does. This is another fiction body game by Robert Sheckley. Cool illustration there with, I can't quite make it out here in this terrible light I've got, but there we go with the wild turkey ad. Very cool. Some guys playing chess, and they are chess pieces, which is cute. Let's see. A flyer for the masses. Half go-kart, half air mattress. It's the Model T of the future. Okay. Interesting. Fiction, count the clock that tells the time. Cool illustrations again. Space shuttle illustrations in color. Is that the SST? I remember seeing some of the supersonic planes back in the day when they're just being tested. Some more up-to-date aircraft and old aircraft. Oh, this is interesting. There's kind of a spread here about the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers that came out in '78, the one with Donald Sutherland, the remake. So there's a few images from this. I saw this movie when it came out. I didn't like it at the time, but I've since realized that it's a great film. And, of course, I love the original 1956 version, but I've since come to appreciate the 70s version, which, of course, was darker. Although I don't see how it could be more dark than the planet is being taken over by pod people. Of course, that's what's going on in this country right now, but that's another story, I guess. Let's see. Wow. Tanqueray. Look at that. A Christmas display, which is kind of cute. And there's not a lot of good imagery in this one. Again, Gordon's Gin. That's kind of cool. Again, hi-fis back in the day. Sears. Good old Sears. Sears Automotive. Cassette installations. Old space stuff. Some more stereo stuff. This was the good old days of stereo high fidelity. And yeah, I'm sorry to say this issue doesn't seem to have a lot of too much dazzling in it. It's a big thick magazine though. It's got 147 pages. So, but it's also warped. So unfortunately, I can't really sell this. So Omni, as you can see, is a bit of a mixed bag. Lots of ads, lots of text, which is fine if you like fiction. Not as much of the sci-fi art as you might expect. The covers, for the most part, were usually the highlight. I might want to break open that Giger one, this one, sometime. But for now, I'm just going to leave it at that. So that's the Omnis. There might be a part 2 if I dig into these a little bit more. So, Outer Galaxy Lounge Man signing off.